Heaven I tube, it's Abla, and today I wanted to share a couple verses from the Bible, the Bible, and just speak about that and speak about the times that we're in. Hopefully this can serve as encouragement for those who are trying to make the exodus, make the move out of the system. And I'm sharing this from the Bible. I do believe the Bible is a script. If you can really look past the constructs of religion, so to speak, then you can see a lot. And it's really a sign of the times. Just look past the constructs that have been created around religion and see this as a script, right? So I wrote it down. I'm gonna read it. It reads, "Therefore put to death your members which are on earth, whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greed of grain, which is idolatry. Because of these, the wrath of Elohim is coming upon the sons of disobedience, in which you also once walked when you lived in them." Read it once. I'm gonna read it again. Every time I read it, it's like, I'm gonna read it one more time. "Therefore put to death your members which are on the earth, whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greed of grain, which is idolatry. Because of these, the wrath of Elohim is coming upon the sons of disobedience, in which you also once walked when you lived in them." If you want to look it up, that is Colossians 3-5 through 7, if you would like to look that up. But it's very similar to the powerful reading about Mystery Babylon. And it really just, the Bible is a script. Like, we need to, quote unquote, put to death our members which are on the earth, which basically is the world. We need to release the world and the idolatry that we have, because the world is full of idolatry, and we're not to have idolatry, right? And it speaks about these things: whoring, uncleanness, greed of grain, which basically is gluttony, which is rampant in the world. Like, everyone is chasing after food, pretty much. You chase after money because you're chasing after food. We're animals. We're just chasing after food. And this greed of grain has caused idolatry, and it's accompanied by evil desires. We have all these false idols, uncleanness, passion. We want things. We're not content with what we need, what we've been given. Like I always say, we want things. We have desires that are outside of our needs, our needs that have already been provided for us. We have desires, and they control the minds of the world, pretty much, which leads to the idolatry that was running rampant in the world. It says, "Because of these, the wrath of Elohim is coming upon the sons of disobedience, in which you also once walked when you lived in them." And I never denied that I lived in the world. I lived in the world and participated in the world. I was not of the world, never belonged to the world. Like I said, we are organic. We do not belong there. They're basically just harvesting our energy. They're using us. But we do participate, and we allow our energies to be used in the world. But this is the time to put all that to rest. It's the world, the system is collapsing. Rightfully so, it's collapsing. That whole paradigm where passion and desires are seen as a good thing. They're seen as motivating factors to go after these things they put in front of you, like jobs, school, money, pretty much. passion and desire seem like motivation, but that's not, that's, we don't need to have passions and desires, right? Passion in a negative way, especially when it turns kind of into passion for the flesh. So we have these passions and desires for things that we don't need. And it's time to put all that to rest. This is not the time to be motivated towards things like school, because this school it's an illegitimate education system. It's like a slave factory. They just put children, they turn children into, they're zombies that can become zombies in the workforce, just chasing after money, pretty much, and promoting idolatry. So it's not the time to be worried about school, quote unquote, education. It's not the time to be worried about higher education, college, because college is also just a rat race to get into the workforce. It's not the time to be worrying about jobs, getting a new job, making more money so you can acquire more material possessions and live. This is all idolatry, pretty much. It's not the time for that. It's never been the time, but now especially, if you feel called and you feel a separation happening between your heart and the system of the world you may be living in, know that you can let go of all of the idolatry, the school, the work, the money, the cars, clothes, all of these things. I just to share, I quote unquote dropped out of college, a very what do they call it, prestigious, so to speak, school, very well known, internationally well known school, and I am a college dropout because I realized that that's not a goal. That's not, these things are worthless, pretty much. Your job is worthless. Your house is worthless. Your money is worthless. Your degrees, they're worthless. This is all because we have all these idols we're given in the world, and we basically are worshiping the world. We're worshiping money, worshiping all the things I said, car, job, money, possessions, all those things. And we need to be able to let go of those things. If you need to quit your job, quit your job. No one has power over you to keep you at a job, a job. Nobody has power over you to do that at all. You can leave school. Like, there's so much programming that it causes extreme anxiety and stress to say these things aloud. Not for me, but it causes anxiety and stress in the minds of persons in the world to think that if they don't have school, if they don't have a degree, what are they going to do? If they don't have a job, what are they going to do? If they don't have these cars and all these possessions, what are they going to do? But it's over. It's over. All of that is done. Don't need any of those things. Never needed any of those things. You just have to have the faith and listen to what your heart is telling you to be able to relinquish all of the idolatry of the world and exit the system physically first. Well, mentally and spiritually first, and then physically. You can make the moves that you need to make to be sovereign, because within the world, you're basically like a hamster on a wheel, just being turned around, chasing things, chasing and worshiping things that are not within the will of the highest I. So I just wanted to share that and have everyone to know that it's okay to release all of the things you were told that you needed in the world, because it's really all idolatry, worshiping items, worshiping evil, pretty much. You know, this passion of the flesh, evil desire, uncleanness, greed of grain especially, which has destroyed the earth. Like I was talking about farming, that is greed of grain. Now humans have become a virus because of our gluttony. And if we use gluttony to describe and talk about something other than food, humans are so gluttonous. We just want everything. We just desire so much. Nothing is ever enough. Like I always say, we're the ungrateful children. And we need to recognize that we've walked in the world and recognize that we can walk out of the world. And no one can stop you. No one can stop you from leaving the world. The world needs you. You do not need the world. They need your power to function. They need to harvest your energy to function. You do not need anything from the world. What we need is the earth, right? And what we have been given is the earth, right? So yeah, just wanted to share that. I'm gonna read it one more time. And if you want to look it up, it's Colossians 3-5-7. It says, therefore put to death your members which are on earth, whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greed of grain, which is idolatry. Put to death idolatry. Because of these, the wrath of Elohim is coming upon the sons of disobedience, in which you also walked when you lived in them. Just wanted to share that today. As always, you can always link Seagold Empire, information in the description. And I hope this reached all the eyes that needed to reach it, see it, and I hope everyone has a blessed day. Guide.